All right, mic check 1 2 1 2. All right, welcome back. This your boy J Mac. I'm reporting again live from beautiful Brasilia. In fact, I just got here not too long ago, and it sparked up me wanting to do this video. This is actually going to be the first in a two-part series. I'm going to be doing the five again initial thoughts, 5 likes, 5 dislikes about being here in Brasilia. So again, I can do a totally different video about Brasilia itself. It's the capital of Brazil for those that have not heard. So this is not Rio, this is not Sao Paulo. This is a completely different beast, which is thank you, which is going to lead me to my first point. I'm going to do the 5 dislikes in this video. You know what? Since we're already here, let's just jump into. I'm not going to bury the lead. The bugs. It's really a catch-22 here because the weather here is beautiful all the time. So, where I'm from, if it's nice outside and it's not too hot, you're going to want to go outside and sit on the patio. I'm from Dallas, Texas. On Sundays, it is a lot of patio pimping. Thank you. And I'm just going to do just a drink. Same. But here, same thing. It's nice outside, so you want to sit on the patio. However, when you get outside, thank you. I'm just going to do this. Yeah. Sim. Yeah. No, I'm going to get that. Thank you. Perfecto. All right. My bad. Where was I? Yeah, so again, it's going to make you want to sit outside and get on the patio. However, when you get out here, first I thought it was just me. I'm like, all right, maybe the bugs are sensing new blood and I'm not from here, so they might be thinking something else. But everywhere I've been, it's not just me. I've seen other people. In fact, it got so bad to the point where I just bought bug spray and used to keep it with me. This is what I have with me right now. You got to keep this with you at all times. Literally, I keep it next to me and I have to spray myself down because the bugs are that bad. So, and flies and mosquitoes, whatever it is, they're everywhere. So that's one thing where I had to kind of start finding places that were nice on the outside that had fans blowing, or I try my best to sit inside. So even now they're flying around a little bit, but I sprayed myself down, so hopefully this won't be as bad. Next one I have to bring up is unfortunately, the service. I think it's also kind of a cultural thing. Everything here slows down. Like people, I think Brazilians just in general, at least the ones I've been around, cats are not in a rush. Like everyone's moving at their own pace. So that kind of bleeds into your service sometimes. There's been times where I go to certain spots and no one is in a rush to help. You know what I mean? Like you gotta wave them down, you gotta raise your hand, you gotta really make sure that you're being alert and making eye contact with the people that are there so you can get people to come over sometimes. It's not like this everywhere. The place I'm at now, this seems like a bit of a fancy place. I sat down, they gave me, as you can see, she gave me a menu and took my order. That was cool. But a lot of other places I've been, this is rare, I'll be honest. This is an outlier. At other places I've been to, it's they move at their own pace, man. So if you're from the state, again, our culture is, people are working for tips. So you go to a spot, they're quick to kind of help you out. Even if it's selfishly, they might want you to get a tip, but at least they, the customer service is at a certain level. I thought it was bad in Asia, but even compared to Asia, this is a different. When you get here, you have to calm down, you have to be cool. The service is no one's in a rush to help you out. So just know that before you walk in here. I don't know the results about Sao Paulo or Rio. I will give you that when I visit these places. I've been to Rio almost 20 years ago. Sao Paulo I've never been. So when I get there, I'll let you know. But as of here, that's the deal. Number 3, I will say the taxi driving. Here, this is one of the cities where you have to take a taxi to go anywhere. The way the city is structured and set up, it's not a walkable city. I think I've said this in other videos. Ukraine and Russia are probably, in my opinion, the most walkable, especially if you're in the city center. You walk everywhere. It's fantastic, especially in the summertime. But here, you have to take cars to go to places. Excuse me. You got to take cars and whatnot to go to places. But when you get in that car, you better hold on for dear life, because for whatever reason, the service is moving slow, but everyone's rushing to get to wherever it is they going. That's what confuses me the most. It's like, why are you driving so fast to get me somewhere? But when we get there, ain't nobody ain't nobody in a rush to do nothing, but they quick to. So maybe it's just the taxi drivers trying to get as many people to drive as they can because they on the hustle. But there's been times where I feel like I'm a sturdy dude. I mean, I'm in the back seat swaying back and forth. I'm flying around. I mean, they are just. I have to look at the dude and kind of stare him down. I tap the dude on the shoulder like, hey, tranquilo, like slow down, bro. Like I ain't no rush to go nowhere. Chill out. Like don't kill me on the way to wherever it is we going. So that would be number 3. Number 4, I hate to kind of report this because one of my favorite things. One moment. Had to do that. One of my favorite things about being here is, we'll talk about that in the next video, but it's one of the first places I've been to where the people, they treat me as one of their own. You know what I mean? This is the first spot where, in China, they know I'm not Chinese. In Russia, they know I'm not white. Here, they come up speaking Portuguese. They think I'm Brazilian. However, due to some of the, I'm not even going to beat around the bush. There's some colorism going around here. And I want to be specific when I say colorism because coming from the States, I think our racism, we got a PhD in racism. Our racism has layers and levels that, again, I don't want to get on that tangent right now.
Hey Dave, you just got to relax. The racism thing be bugging you too much. I be thinking about it. Sometimes shit'll happen. A lot of black people can relate to this. Have you ever had something happen that was so racist that you didn't even get mad? You were just like, God damn, that was racist. I mean, it was so blatant, you were just like, wow.
But to simplify it, there's racism, which is generally based around, where people are coming from. So, you can be racist against an Asian person. You can be racist against a black person, an Indian person. There's very distinct places of where these people are coming from, and then you're categorizing them depending on the region of the world that they're from. Colorism, I think, is a little bit more prevalent here because technically everyone's Brazilian, but people don't look the same. So they're way further down the line than we are in the States in terms of just mixing. People are mixed with all kinds of stuff. So technically, I'm not being racist to you because you're Brazilian like I'm a Brazilian. This is me if I was Brazilian. However, I'm a white Brazilian, so I'm gonna treat you different. I'm gonna treat a black Brazilian a different way, or I'm gonna treat an Asian Brazilian a different way. Like there's a lot of, I've noticed that quite a bit because everyone's speaking Portuguese, but there are levels. I already have some Brazilian friends and they would tell me stories. I don't want to say any names, but there's a friend of mine who was telling me about how her grandmother, and again, I think that this goes to a lot of elderly people just in general. They come from a generation where they just, they're just more racist or colorist. But she was basically saying how, I think she had 2 daughters. One of the daughters married a black Brazilian and the other daughter married a white Brazilian. And they have grandkids. Well, obviously the black Brazilian grandkids are darker skinned than the white Brazilian grandkids. And when it's Christmas time or whatever, the daughter that was married to the white Brazilian, she gives gifts and stuff to that daughter's children. But the daughter that married the black Brazilian, she don't give them no gifts. And she makes these jokes like, oh, you got black kids, so I'm not gonna give them any Christmas gifts. Like this is a real thing, she said. I was like, damn. So, and I've noticed that in terms of the classism and whatnot too. I've noticed a lot of fair-skinned Brazilians are the ones that own the businesses here. They speak more English. They might be more educated. I'm not saying all, I'm just saying some of the ones that I've noticed. And then of course, again, they say, like in Brazil, I'm black. Now in the States, in the black community, there's levels of that too. Here I'm considered like black, like dark skin. If I go back home, they call me light skin or yellow or whatever. But here, no, like I'm considered like you're not light skinned unless you are damn near white. And they'll say that too. Like they'll tell you that they're white, which to me it's not, I don't want to say it's hilarious, but it's funny because I'm like, you say you're white, but if you go to America, you're not white. You got to be European descent to say that you're a white person. Here, if they are extremely fair skinned, they consider themselves white. So again, I don't want to dive in too deep. I'm just going over some observations that I made, but the colorism here, that is I don't know. And maybe that's why my service hasn't been so great now that I'm thinking about it. But anyway, yes, there's some colorism going on. Now, I also think it's twofold because it's the capital. There's a lot of government people working here as well. So maybe it's a political thing. I don't know. I'll give more feedback once I have some more conversations. But it's been glaring enough for me to notice it. So I have to say it. And last but not least, to be honest with you, it's boring. I'll be honest with you. Everyone is. I told a lot of buddies I was coming out here. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go to Brazil. I'm gonna move out there for a few months, and then they get excited. They're like, oh my God, I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna come visit. And it's almost like you telling someone, the best comparison I can give, if there are any American viewers watching this, it's like you telling someone, okay, I'm about to move to New York. So as soon as you hear the word New York, your mind goes to New York City. You know, you think of the taxis and the buildings and all that kind of stuff. And that's not, New York City is not the entirety of the state of New York. So it's like saying, oh, I'm moving to New York. Your friends pull up and they come visit and they realize, oh, I thought I was going to New York City, but this cat lives in Syracuse. You know what I'm saying? So Syracuse is not the same as New York City. Just like Buffalo is not the same as New York City, but technically you in New York. Well, it's the same thing here. I'm in Brazil, but Brasilia, there's no beach. There's not all the stuff that you see online, and it ain't like that out here. This is not Sao Paulo. This is not Rio. It is Brasilia. This is the government-based capital. They literally built this city, I think it was back in the 60s, for government work. So a lot of the buildings look the same. There's a lot of squares, just like this famous Brazilian architect who apparently designed the entire city. At that time, it was considered really futuristic. But now, it's 2026. You can see it looks a little bit dated. But, so yeah, there's not a lot of, I haven't seen a lot of, the vibe is different. It's built for families. Now, again, if you have a wife and kids, it's fantastic for that. But if you're out here trying to hang out and have a good time, this ain't the spot. So again, these are my initial impressions. Overall, I've enjoyed my stay. Like I said, there's going to be another video where I'm talking about my 5 favorite things that I've noticed. But right now, for my 5 not so great things or that I don't like, that's what I've noticed so far. I'm going to cut it off here. Once again, I appreciate you guys checking in and watching another video. Please like and subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, please comment on the videos. If there's anything you want me to cover, write that down below. I'll do my best to respond to all the comments that I get on here. And I'm going to put on some more spray and shut it down. With that being said, this is your boy J Mac. I'm out. Peace. Am I doing that right? Yo. All right. Holla at you. All right. Let's do bro, these flies is ridiculous, bro.